Hi, welcome to Learn English and Practice with Marie. Today we're going to do Advanced Vocabulary Builder lesson number 104. We'll go through 10 advanced words and talk about their definitions, parts of speech, and review a couple of examples for each. We'll finish with a story and a quick review. This is a series, so if you like this video, subscribe for more. Let's get started. First, I'll read the words. Bereft, propagate, aberrant, clemency, disgruntled, maudlin, paucity, inimical, elaborate or elaborate, cavort. First, bereft. This means deprived of or lacking something as an adjective, and when referring to a person, sad and lonely, especially through someone's death or departure. So someone who's bereft is profoundly sad. And typically I'll hear this word in the context of someone who's grieving the loss of a family member or friend. People at a funeral, for example, may be bereft because they've experienced a loss. Examples are, after the sudden loss of her dog, she felt completely bereft and alone. The villagers were bereft of hope after the devastating storm destroyed their homes. Propagate. This means breed specimens of a plant or animal by natural processes from the parent stock as a verb. Spread and promote an idea or theory widely as a verb. So if you have a piece of misinformation, for example, something untrue, you definitely don't want that propagated. You don't want it repeated and spread around. I've also heard this word in the context of the human species propagating, but not in casual conversation. Examples are, the scientists worked hard to propagate the new plant species in different climates. They used social media to propagate their ideas and gain more followers. Aberrant. This means departing from an accepted standard as an adjective, diverging from the normal type as an adjective. So something that's aberrant, goes against the norm, is unusual, and is typically an anomaly. A security guard for a concert, for example, might be scanning the crowd for anyone or any behavior that's aberrant so that they can detect any abnormalities and protect everyone at the concert from whoever's doing that unusual thing or whoever appears unusual. Examples are, his aberrant behavior at the meeting surprised everyone, as he was usually very calm. The police were called to investigate the man's aberrant actions in the neighborhood. Clemency. This means mercy or lenience. It's a noun. So this idea of clemency, unfortunately, I heard very recently because in the United States, we recently had a case where the death penalty was used to put a man to death in a circumstance where his guilt was open to debate in kind of the court of public opinion. So in that particular case, the governor or the Supreme Court would have had the ability to grant clemency, mercy, or lenience, but they didn't, and that man was put to death. Examples are, the judge showed clemency by reducing the prisoner's sentence due to good behavior. The governor granted clemency to the man, sparing him from the death penalty. Disgruntled. Angry, dissatisfied. It's an adjective. So typically this word is used in the context of workplaces and employees. You might have a situation where employees are disgruntled because there's been some sort of policy change or something that's making them dissatisfied. In the United States, currently we're having a lot of major corporations push for a return to office, an RTO, and a lot of US workers have gotten used to working from home, working remotely. So those folks who have a strong preference for remote work have become disgruntled because they don't want to have to go into an office 5 days a week when they're working effectively at home. Examples are, the employees were disgruntled after learning about the pay cuts. He left the meeting disgruntled, feeling that his ideas had been ignored. Maudlin. This means self-pityingly or tearfully sentimental, often through drunkenness, as an adjective. I don't use this word a lot, so I had to dig deep to come up with a personal example where I would use it. But I found one. I thought of one. So in my 20s, when I was, quite young, I was out drinking, having a good time with friends, but we sat down and started having a serious conversation in a bar. And before we knew it, all of us were crying a little and sad and stressed and very visibly distressed because we were talking about our lives and we were drinking. And someone sent over a little platter of alcoholic drinks because they felt bad for us because we looked so sad. We're a very maudlin group. And definitely an example you could use for that. Examples are, after a few drinks, he became maudlin and started reminiscing about the past. The maudlin love song played on repeat, adding to her melancholic mood. Paucity. This means the presence of something only in small or insufficient quantities or amounts. Scarcity. It's a noun. So when there's a paucity of something, that means there's not enough. In a corporate environment, there might be a paucity of advancement opportunities. So there might not be enough promotions or opportunities for employees to get ahead in their careers. And that would be a big problem in terms of employee morale and retention. Examples are, there was a paucity of volunteers for the community cleanup event. Despite the paucity of evidence, the case went to trial. Inimical. This means tending to obstruct or harm, as an adjective. Unfriendly, hostile, as an adjective. So in the United States, in the 1950s and 60s, you could definitely describe a lot of U.S. universities as inimical to women and people of color. Women and people of color were often severely underrepresented, and those who did get into universities were often isolated and had to exist in a hostile and unpleasant environment. Examples are, the harsh weather conditions were inimical to the crops, leading to a poor harvest. The government's inimical stance on free speech led to widespread protests. Elaborate. Elaborate. This means involving many carefully arranged parts or details, detailed and complicated in design and planning, as an adjective, develop or present a theory, policy, or system in detail, as a verb. So as an adjective, this is pronounced elaborate. And you could, for example, describe the movie set of Bridgerton as elaborate. Everything is ornate, extremely detailed, and extremely complex. Elaborate means to explain in additional detail. So often in this series, I'll read a definition and then elaborate on the meaning and try to give a little extra context. Examples are, she wore an elaborate gown decorated with intricate patterns and beads. Would you care to elaborate on that point? Cavort. This means jump or dance around excitedly, as a verb. Apply oneself enthusiastically to sexual or disreputable pursuits, as a verb. So cavort could have a very innocent meaning in a lot of contexts where it just means happily jumping around, but in a lot of other contexts, it takes on a more sinister meaning. For example, if someone's cheating on someone else in a romantic relationship, you might say, oh, they're out cavorting with that other man or that other woman. Examples are, the children cavort in the park, enjoying the freedom of the open space. She watched the dolphins cavort in the waves, leaping and diving playfully. Let's read a story for some extra practice. On a small island, life was peaceful until an aberrant disease began to spread. The villagers felt bereft of hope as the illness propagated, making people sick. There was a paucity of medicine, and the government refused to help, taking an inimical stance that left the villagers disgruntled and angry. As the situation worsened, a maudlin mood settled over the village. People felt sad and helpless, remembering better days when they were healthy and happy. But one day, a group of young villagers decided to do something different. They planned an elaborate festival, hoping to bring back some joy. They invited everyone to come and cavort, to dance and laugh, even if just for a moment. The festival was a success. For a few hours, the villagers forgot their troubles. They danced and played, and the sound of laughter filled the air. It was as if the festival had granted them clemency from their worries, even if only for a short time. Afterward, the villagers felt a little stronger. The disease was still there, but the festival had reminded them that they could find joy even in the darkest times. So, let's do a quick review of each word and I'll spell as we go. Bereft, B-E-R-E-F-T, means sad or lonely or deprived of or lacking something. Propagate, P-R-O-P-A-G-A-T-E, has to do with reproduction in plants and animals or to spread or promote something. Aberrant, A-B-E-R-R-A-N-T, is to depart from an accepted standard or diverge from a normal type. Clemency, C-L-E-M-E-N-C-Y, is mercy or lenience. Disgruntled, D-I-S-G-R-U-N-T-L-E-D, is angry or dissatisfied. Maudlin, M-A-U-D-L-I-N, is self-pitying or tearful, often associated with drunkenness too. Paucity, P-A-U-C-I-T-Y, is an insufficient amount or a small quantity. Inimical, I-N-I-M-I-C-A-L, is unfriendly, hostile, or in some way obstructing. Elaborate or elaborate is having a lot of complexity or to develop or present something in detail. Cavort, C-A-V-O-R-T, means to jump or dance around excitedly, or it can have the darker meaning of disreputable pursuits. Again, those words are bereft, propagate, aberrant, clemency, disgruntled, maudlin, paucity, inimical, elaborate or elaborate, cavort. Great job today. There are other videos like this on this channel, and more are coming soon. I'll put playlists and videos right down here. I look forward to seeing you guys practice in the comments below, and I look forward also to seeing you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.